Hey, Tony guys here popping in. Quick little message. Now listen to me. This message to the ladies, and I want you to understand something that's gonna help protect you right now in this climate that we in. Because we in a climate right now where hate for women is really running rampant, and it's millions of men being recruited to the service in this war against women. Just how you get drafted to go into the army, to go over there, it's millions of men being drafted into this spiritual warfare against women. So listen, if you're a woman out here, you got to protect yourself. I hate to be the one or one of the ones that God is calling to help protect those that will be used and abused and taken advantage of. But I'm going to tell you, now more than ever before, you need to do things God's way. It is a sin to have sex before marriage. The reason why that's a sin is because it protects you. You need to know that a man is willing to give you a covenant before God before you give him your body. If you get out here with the men that's being raised today, that's being built up today on this hill line, and you giving your body to these men, you giving your body to a man that's not your husband, your risk is far greater than the reward. If you serving a man, you cooking dinner for a man, you stripping for a man, you cleaning for a man, you doing laundry for a man, you letting a man live in your apartment or your house, but it's in your name, so you got to pay the bills. And he may help a little bit, but if he don't help, but he living in there, it's on you. You using your food stamps or your money to go buy grocery, and he cooking steak and shrimp. In your house, you letting him use your car. He living off you, but you not being treated like a queen. You don't feel entrenched in love. You don't feel head over heels. You don't feel appreciated and respected and loved. Stop everything you doing. Stop all the presses. Do not give a man more than what he giving you. Do not give a man nothing that he not giving you. Everything that he want, he got to do it and lead in love first, and then you reciprocate. Let the man lead with love, meaning let him exemplify that he sees you as a queen and he respects you as such, and then you reciprocate king treatment. But if he ain't giving it to you first, if he ain't treating you with respect, if he's not kissing the ground you walk on, don't be kissing the ground he walk on. If he ain't doing for you, don't be doing for him. And even if he doing for you, if it's against your morals and your standards, and I'm speaking, he trying to do for you, like he want to do something, and he want him a favor, 69, off limits. Nope, sorry, ain't doing it. Don't take nothing you can't reciprocate. Don't let no man be down there eating peach cobbler if you know you not supposed to be singing on his microphone. Don't be letting no man pay your bills and all of that if you know this not your husband. Don't take nothing from a man that you can't reciprocate. Because right now, these minions, they being raised up. They're being used by the adversary to destroy the foundation of our world, which is relationships and marriage. And this right here will destroy generations to come. And that's why it's being done. This spiritual warfare, this bigger than who got followers online. This bigger than who got a voice, this spiritual warfare. And the devil raising up his minions to have a voice to create and cause destruction in the world, because what it will do is it's causing a rift between male and female. And if male and female are at odds, then guess what? Son and daughter are at odds. And if male and female can't see eye to eye and come together and work together and build, then guess what? The world can't be built. The next generation gonna suffer, and the generation after that gonna suffer. And you think about this, what I want you to do is Google Marvel movies. I never was in the comic books. I never was into all this here stuff. I never was in that. But me having sons, I had to go watch, these movies, the Superman or Batman or Spider-Man or Avengers. You go watch these movies, and in every one of these movies, there's a spiritual message in them. And what the message is good versus evil. And the evil don't want just control of the world. They want to destroy all living beings. They want to destroy the world. That's all the adversary wants. So the adversary in every arena will raise up his people that will bring destruction and damnation to the world. He will raise up presidents. He will raise up preachers. He will raise up prime ministers. He will raise up police. He will raise up men. He will raise up women. He will raise up podcasters. He will raise up YouTubers. He will raise up TV hosts. He will raise up country singers, heavy metal, rap, R&B. The adversary gonna put people in every medium of the world who come to create destruction. And you got to be aware. You have to be aware of what's going on. So listen to me. Do not give a man nothing that he ain't giving you. And make sure that if he giving it to you, that it's coming from the right place and for the right reasons. Don't just be giving out on the first month, first week, first date, just because he set you up for the okie doke. I used to have an auntie like that. She'll loan you $20 and then come ask you for $100 a couple weeks later. And if you don't give that $100, you the worst person that God done ever created, because you took her $20. What? You can't loan me no money? I gave you $20. And you be like, I ain't asked you for $20. You gave me $20. You didn't loan me $20. You gave me $20. Now you come and ask me for a loan that's 2-3 times what you gave me. That right there, these here people, men and women now, who working for the enemy, who working for the adversary, mental slaves, Willie Lynch, Jim Crow, Decepticons, might be your same race and working for the adversary, working for the devil to destroy their own. So listen, the one that's under attack right now, see, the woman under attack physically, spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. The man under attack spiritually and mentally. But see, because they created this as a quote-unquote man's world, as men, we have more of a voice in a lot of arenas. And we have more say-so and more ways to create to cause damage. The biggest rappers who spreading the messages are men. We only know a couple of women who rappers that have a broad voice, that reach a large audience, and they spreading their agenda from the adversary, some of them the Jezebel spirit. And then the men they spreading from the death angel about killing others or yourself through drug use. Come on now. You better you better wake up and smell the Folgers in the morning. See, this ain't for everybody now. This ain't for everybody. This for those who are called. Because see, or chosen. Many are called, few are chosen. So this ain't for everybody. Some people, this is over your head because this ain't for you. This ain't for you. But if you picking up what I'm putting down, then you know you better guard your gates. You better guard your eyes. You better guard your ears. You better watch yourself. You better close your legs. And you better open your mind, open your ears, start paying attention. Start watching. Start watching the pattern. Start seeing where people operating from. Don't just listen to what they coming out their mouth, because remember, the devil sound good too. The devil sound good too. Don't just listen to what's coming out their mouth. It's deeper than that. You got to analyze the root of their heart. Where they speaking from, where they coming from. That's going to let you know what you need to know. That's going to let you know what you need to know. And I'm going to tell you right now, there's a strong sense of desperation that's being put on women. Women becoming more and more desperate for love and relationships than ever before, because the body clock ticking, and it's being thrown in your face in the media and in movies and on Instagram, and it's a lot of comparisons being made. So now women are willing to sacrifice, compromise, and give up just about anything to have a husband and a family. You better pump your brakes. You better slow down, because that desperation, that's a weak emotion, and it produces weak results. So don't confuse motivation and inspiration for desperation. You got to understand that. A lot of times people confuse it because they say, oh, well, Tony, if somebody child is trapped in a car, they desperate. No, they ain't desperate. They motivated. They motivated. See, when you desperate in love, that's a weak emotion. And it's going to produce weak results. You got to be inspired. You got to be motivated. And that got to be in self-love. Nothing else. It got to come from self-love. It got to come from within. It got to come from self. You got to know who you are. You got to know what you're worth. And you got to know what you want. You got to know your standards. You got to know your deal breakers. And you got to refuse to settle. Because if you settle, you get anything less, listen, you're going to get the short end of the stick. And I'm going to tell you right now, these men, right now, with what's going on out here, these messages all across YouTube and Instagram and iTunes, podcasts, all this right here, radio shows, the message that's going out right now, a lot of these boys waging war against women. Who could play her the most? Who could cheat on her the most? Who could trick her the most? Who could get the most from her? Who could use her the most? Who could break her down, deceive her, lie to her, mistreat her? Who could do it the most? Who could do it the best? Who could do it the fastest? Who could get away with the most? Who could cheat the most? Have other women and just buy a new purse, buy some gifts to get her to forgive you. Fake like you going to get some coaching. I had a guy the other day sign up for coaching, and he wrote in the description on why he want coaching. It said, I'm a compulsive liar, and I need to work on myself, fix myself, and change myself. I called the man for coaching. The phone rung 2 times, and he sent me the voicemail. He ain't sent now email to say, hey, sorry I was tied up, missed the session, still want to have my session. That's what a client do. If they can't make it, they send you an email. They get your email when they book the session. Ain't send now email. You know why he signed up for that session? He ain't signed up to grow. He signed up to appease that woman. I had another man sign up for 3 sessions, paid $1,200, ain't do now session. I called him each one of the sessions. He ain't answer the phone, didn't email in, didn't call back, didn't even ask for no refund. Did it just to get the screenshot to send it to his woman that he was trying to trick and game. And this right here is what men be telling me. I don't know what I'm talking about. And I'm in the trenches seeing what you clowns doing. I'm in the trenches seeing what you clowns doing. I'm seeing men sign up for coaching, pay hundreds of dollars, and never do the session. But it all was for clout. It all was to show the woman, the pump fake, to make look like you want some help, to make look like you want to work on yourself. I'm seeing what's happening. I'm out here. I'm in it. But see, the thing is these men, they really don't want to talk to me because they know that I done played the game in the worst way. So they know any of the bull that they bring, I'm going to see right through it. Because men know men. A man could look at me and tell that I was that man. That I had any woman that I wanted to deal with. as a college athlete, as a high school athlete, 8-pack of abs, talk game, writing poetry, I wasn't getting overlooked and mistreated and dogged out by women. I was the dog. But a man know that about a man. And one of us could look at a man and tell if he like men. We could tell if he's soft. We could tell if he's scared, because men read people. So that's why that's why the devil don't approach God. That's why a demon can't stand in the presence of an angel. That's because the spirit repels it. It runs, it flees. Just like in the Bible, when them demons came out of that man and went into the pigs and ran the pigs off the cliff, because they had to flee. So the fake gonna flee from the real. The fake see the real coming a mile away and say, no, I know I'm gonna get exposed over here. I know it's gonna be a bright light of exposure shining right in my face, and I ain't gonna be able to lie. And see, that's what's going on right now. It's like a lot of people being turned over to a reprobate mind. A lot of people being turned over to a perverse spirit, to a nasty, seductive, Jezebel spirit, men and women. And they come to steal, kill, and destroy. And you got to know it. You got to know it. And you got to protect yourself. You got to gird your loins with the armor. You got to put on the armor. And you got to know that you strapped up, that you ready to wage it with this here spiritual attack that's being sent out right now. It's very, very real. It's very, very real. We putting on whole shows. We putting on whole shows, good versus evil. We putting on whole shows going at each other. We putting on whole shows, men versus women, women versus women, men versus men. I'm trying to tell you, it's real out here. It's real out here. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. You better protect yourself. Cause see, listen, I done dealt with clients who they knew right from wrong, and they chose to do wrong, and the price they paid was greater. And the question is asked, well, how can I be so good and be abstinent for so many years, and then at one time I decide to sleep with somebody, I catch a disease, or I get pregnant, or I get this woman pregnant. The one time, it's because you know better. So you're going to pay a greater price. Well, much is given, much is required. When you get that knowledge, it's required of you to do better. And so now you done been exposed to it and you know better. Now you go out there and play boo-boo the fool you want to. You go out there and do what you want to do out of desperation. You go out there, got your ankles behind your earlobes you want to. The price you pay after being exposed to the truth, after being exposed to the spiritual attacks that's out here going on, you're going to pay a mighty, mighty price. So I'm here to tell you, don't play with it now. Hey, the Tony Gasson, God bless you. We'll talk soon.